What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Mordheim, City of the Damned Awesome Fighters with Cool Armor. Today we're going to be picking up a bunch of Mords. Alright, we got to get a bunch of Wordstone right now. I don't think that this cluster right here is enough to complete the objective, which is unfortunate. In fact, I think it's like too shy. However, if we can break somebody away right here... Actually, no. Our chances are pretty slim. I might be able to get somebody away. We'll get some Wordstone out of this one. Unfortunately, the clusters were smaller than expected. Here, get the big one. Yes, get the shards, but also get that big one right there, because that's going to make us get like 25 stone of Wordstone, and it's going to be super rad. All of the clusters on Earth are ours, and also all of the clusters of the stars. Well, unfortunately, he's been warp affected like 9 times now, and very, very warp affected. But I'm going to put him in a combat pose. In fact, I may cut back across the center out here. I don't really want to fight in that center space. It's a little risky because that means they can dogpile on us. I would guess they're also going to try and split the corners right here, or cut the corners. I have to pick these up so I can get the secondary objective. So unfortunately, everybody's getting a little Wordstonered out right now. Everybody in the club getting Wordstone. Everybody in the club getting Wordstone. It's a song. Don't worry about it. They play it all the time on the radio here. Like, they played an absurd amount on the radio. For an old song, actually, it gets a lot of play. Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
It's a banger. It's a banger. If you ever want your song to be played forever on rap stations, it's got to be a banger. Either that or it's got to be by Drake, who apparently gets all the radio play on Earth, which is pretty upsetting to me, actually, because I really do feel like most... I feel like most MCs are superior, so, you know, could do without. Could definitely do without. It's pretty much unanimous here in the Bay. Whenever Drake says something about being from the Bay, we're like, nah, no you're not. You're on Degrassi, fool. You ain't from the Bay. Ain't nobody know you around here. What school did you go to? What school did you go to? And I bet everybody they ask be like, I don't know that guy. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I think he's reappropriating. I'm pretty sure he's just trying to grab onto Bay Area shit so that he'd be like, rest in peace, Mac Dre, and shit like that, and just be all trendy. I'd be like, no, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You're too soft. Mac Dre was too hard for the radio, didn't you know? That's another one of my favorite songs. Tell me something good. Listen, everybody, it's about to get dope. It ain't nothing but some shit I wrote. That song goes way back in the day. That's an original Bay Area slapper. That's when the Bay Area was first getting into, like, not, like, originally, because there are a lot of older guys that have been rapping in the Bay for, like, 3 decades now, but that was when we started to get put on the map. I shouldn't have turned the heater on today. It's officially below freezing now outside. It's getting there. It was 17 degrees the other night. It's cold enough. It's getting cold enough to where I don't go outside and go on my walks anymore. I'm really, nah, it's too cold. Although I did get to talk with my neighbor lady. I talked about Heather in one of my earlier episodes, the older lady who's English. I found out she's from Liverpool. Had a long conversation with her the other night while I was outside enjoying my wine in public. And so anyways, I had my wine bottle. I was sitting on the curb hanging out because I'm not fancy. This is my life. Don't judge me, Nerd Castle. Do not judge me. Alright, we need to set up for combat. We're going to get into it either way. And I don't think that we are going to get away with grabbing any more Wordstone. And so now the name of the game is getting people into attack positions where they can head this guy off right here. And if we can get rid of him early on in the fight, I think he's just a normal foot soldier from what I can tell. I need you in ambush stance, like maybe right here. And we're going to spread them out a little bit. We're not going to get the secondary objective here. It's disappointing because I want the secondary objective. I want it badly. But anyways, talk to Miss Heather. That's what we call her. Anyway, oh shit, there's a dude up there up top too. That's not good. I got Bowman doing all kinds of janky shit in here. So he's hiding over there. I figure we'll just overwatch him. I don't really have too many options. Although this guy might soak all the shots. Hey! 21 right there for Jurian Fuerhertz. He's going to hang out in ambush stance for right now. That's alright, even though it effectively blocks off my ability. They have multiple archers, do they now? Ooh, I might bum rush one of these archers then. Their team is actually weak to our team. We've got a lot. We got a considerable quantity and quality of melee, and archers do not fare well in combat most of the time. They catch a pretty good whipping if you can get them in there. I don't know if I want to take him from here. I do think this is the better spot, but I'm not getting a charge right here. I should be able to charge, but I must be cutting the corner or breaking a rule or something. We'll get it. This guy's going to have dodge, though. That's the thing you got to watch out for. I'm going to let him ambush me. Get over here. How did I not trigger his ambush right there? Oh, that's weird. Odd things are happening. Ambush! Trigger! Ugh, my strategery's been ruined. Alright, fall back and get your points back, and then we'll just put you in parry stance because you are a parrying fiend. Sounds like a country that somebody be from, like when you describe somebody's like German, or, you know, like Russian. It'd be like the country of Paris, or something, and you'd be parrying. I don't know. Sounds nice to me. I heard they have good fruits there. Lots of pears. Frequently available at all times of the year. The harvest never ends. I don't think he's going to be able to do jack shit nothing up there. Oh, I had the charge right there, too. Luckily, he missed his attack, so no problem for me. And now I club you in the faces. Oh, really? My weapons are tiring. It's because of the club, isn't it? I got to give him a different weapon so that he can attack twice. Put him in dodgy stance, I guess. He'll be dodgy for the remainder of his days. For the remainder of his days. I wanna ride with you, bad guys. I probably should have charged him. But you know, I'm peaceful. I like to walk into combat, kind of Darth Maul style. Gotta mean mug him and then just walk into combat slowly. And then just do all those cool facial expressions he was always doing. I think Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul are like the only two good things to come from like the new Star Wars movies. I'm really hoping the new Star Wars movies do not suck ass. My heart will be broken. I may have to abandon the fandom. I don't know. If there's 3 more bad movies as part of this, I may have to just never do anything Star Wars ever again. It's like, how long can I cling to the original films, you know? At a certain point, you just got to give up on, your dumbass has to walk all the way around. That's what you get. That's what you get for deploying derm. Oh, you got to reload? Well, reload then. I need to know if you can shoot at somebody right now. Yeah, do that. Pia! Right in the booty cheek. Well, kind of in the back, but, you know, the upper booty, I guess is what we're going to call that for right now. And then you, sir, yeah, do a perception check. I don't know what's around here. Apparently, he failed his perception check. Oh, he succeeded. Damn it. I hate it when they make unlikely rolls. It upsets me. Really, he's using parry stance while he's dual wielding. What a strange choice. I'm not going to second guess it or anything, but it's definitely a weird choice. Did they have our archer in heavy armor? I think their archer is in heavy armor. This guy's got to go like right now. This guy also needs to level like 1 more time so that he can attack 3 times in a turn. It would make me happier. It would fill my heart with joy. We got to kill this guy so that then we can stack on that archer up there. Maybe kick the crap out of him. Probably go after that dude over there too. I don't know what secondary weapon he's got. I also don't know who else they're bringing into this fight. A wizard. Okay. Well, it's gonna be a throwdown. This guy's soaking so much damage. I really would not have chosen him as my first target if he were not a target of opportunity already. Yeah, he's wasting a ton of his APs. There's a 21. That'll do it. Reload the little buckas. That's what I call his guns. They're the baby buckas. Now, if the baby buckas has made the ruckus. Alright, so that dude's down. That leaves us with a pretty snazzy amount. What does he have? Just a sword and a dagger? I'd like the sword, I think, so that I can save it for somebody else and maybe swap them in on it. I can't do a ton with him. Where did this little guy hide out? He's hiding right there. You know, I'm not totally sure. Oh, look at that. He can fire out the window. I didn't even realize there was a window right there. Okay, so yeah. Let's take everybody out of combat now. That's all that I really want, is I want to stack people where that archer is going to be useless. Like, I want him to be constantly moving around and wasting his turn. Oh, wow. He wanted that dude bad. He wanted that dude real bad.
Reload! On the double! Fire your round!
And there's 19 to the side of his knee, which, coincidentally, was covered by a quiver. Covered by a quiver. What is he doing? He's trying to get up high, I guess. Maybe get inside that window? Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to attempt. But he's definitely up to something. Let's get into combat here. I think this guy has light armor on. So we should be able to work our way through him pretty quickly, assuming that there's no, like, major accidents as far as our hit chance goes. We are going to be soaking hits from that archer up there, which is no fun, but hell. What are you going to do about it? They got another archer? What do they run, like a full archer team? My god. So many archers, so little morale. Their hero is going to be painful pretty soon.
A new round has started.
He's probably just going to throw out a blindy thing. Or he's going to break the game by trying to charge into something that can't be charged. And then he's going to fail at casting blinding light but not get blown up. I was hoping he would get blowed up. All things considered. Him being exploded sounded pretty awesome to me. I may have to have somebody jump in on melee right here. One of my otherwise ranged guys. Since we're no longer... What's around the backside right now? Let's collapse on him. Basically, we want to force as many forever alone checks as possible. I don't know why I just told him to delay. It was a dumb move, but I did it anyways because the universe doesn't control me. I'm going to fire bullets at this guy. If we can eventually kill him. These guys have, like, a huge amount of HP bloat. That's one of my least favorite things about the game, and one of my few complaints is that instead of making the enemy AI smart, they just made him super dumb and gave him a ton of HP so that they can face tank everything that you do. Oh, really? He made his check, and he landed a hit right there. That was incredibly unlikely. There was not a big chance of that happening. How is it that this archer is leveled so many times and he still only has like a 50-50 shot? It's upsetting. Let's go ahead and go dodge stance right there. But yeah, once this guy jumps into melee, I'm almost assuredly... Especially, why don't you just come down the stairs, man? Alright, there's another enemy out of action. I'm going to highly recommend that we take a look at his loot. And you know what? I'm bringing it all with me. I'm grabbing everything I can at this point because I don't think we're really going to be doing too much else during this mission. I thought he had a sword or something on him. Did somebody else loot him? Somebody else must have looted him. Either way, let's play a little bit of Stab-A-Wizard here. Edmund Haas. Pretty peaceful fight. We're gonna come out of this, I think, with with a cluster. We're gonna come out of it with something else. I didn't think he'd try and cast at me on this turn. It kind of seemed foolish to me. Casting in point blank range, I don't know. I just don't want him to blow up near me because the enemies do that when they miscast. And it is the suckage. So there's a little bit more damage right there being dealt. This guy, let's bring him around. I think he's going to have to swoop through that area of control, though. And so there's another little stab right there. I think we're probably going to have to move around all of our random ranged troops. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to make a shot, and I want them to be able to make shots. Shots are a thing that I like. I like how he holds the gun sideways, super gangster style. Like, oh, you're going to get it now. The finger man is on the field. That actually makes a lot more sense for him since you pulled like a trigger with a finger. And so he would be the finger man. I mean, they're making shots for how low their percentage chances are. I'm not depending on any of these shots. Like, I'm just kind of letting them go out there. And yet, they're still making them. So there's not a whole lot to complain about for right now. Everything's looking really, really solid. After this next kill, we're going to have to run this guy down if he makes his route check. I don't know if he will, but there's the first miss on that side. But we killed him on that one, so perfect. Now the goal would be to loot his stuff. What you got for me? Yeah, I know you got a staff in there somewhere. I'm trying to make as much money as possible on this one. And if we could collapse and capture the archer on this turn, I wouldn't cry about it. He fired straight into the ground, so apparently he's feeling a little jumpy right now. We'll follow this all the way up and in so that on the next turn we got his ass. But they failed the warband route check, so we win, and we're back to base for a little while. The loot we took out of this one, we got 2 clusters, we got 3 shards, we got 5 frags. So that's good. That'll give us another, 45-ish, 50-ish pound, 50 stone to take back with us. Really, really excited about the availability of warpstone right now. We also got some freebie loot on the way back in, so that'll be nice to go through. Give us something to play around with it.
Remarkable.
Good. Fantastic. Now he's got an extra offense point right there. That's what you're looking for, so now he should be able to attack 3 times in a turn, which is gnarly. It's upsetting if you're the one fielding the defensives on that one. Underdog bonus, he didn't really get anything done there. Physical advancement on that side, a martial advancement, and 2 skill points because he leveled up. Good. Awesome. Warband experience. I got 2 more for the victory. We are almost a level 3 warband. I think the next thing we unlock is... I don't know, actually. I'll have to take a look. We got some armor. I think that was a pretty good pull for us. We made some money right there. We made some money, and we completed a task. So let's go to our veteran mode here. Have we leveled up again yet? I think not. I don't think that we have. However, I would love, love, love to keep these guys going. So next rank, we get another skill point. We reduce buying prices by 3%. All of our new warbands start with an extra 25 gold crowns, which will definitely be appreciated. The hired swords rotation will include 1 more warrior, and then we can have up to rank 5 henchmen, so that's pretty good. At the moment, none of our guys can level past 3, so we kind of got to get on top of this. This is more or less the way the game's going to go for the remainder, so I'm not sure how interested people are. Even the storyline missions are basically just harder scenario versions of normal missions. And so I don't know how long people want this series to run for, whether they want me to switch armies and start over. I figure we should at least go until we get the impressives. But much past that, when does this refresh? 4 days? Alright, well, let's sell off a little bit of loot here. That amulet still hasn't been thrown in anywhere. I don't think we're going to be using heavy armor anytime soon. God, I wish I had more oil bombs, though. I would love to have a few more oil bombs. Let me get rid of the bows, the halberds, the drought or the draft of lucidity and calm. I'll probably keep those right where they're at. Luck trinkets, I want to keep the swords. Axes, I'm not a big fan of. Hammers, nay. Maces. And so now what we need to get done. Oh wow, I have a bunch of those. Okay, don't forget to sell your stuff. I'm telling you, kids. Don't forget to sell your stuff, because you can actually, I just made 20, 30 gold selling the stuff I had, and it adds up. If you sell stuff after every single fight, 10 fights later, you'll have an extra 300 gold, Just make sure you're looting stuff along the way. This game is about small incremental gains, not about instantaneous gratification. It plays the exact same way that Blood Bowl does. It's a very, very slow creeping process when you play this game. I was talking about Miss Heather, wasn't I? So anyways, I was talking to her. She's from Liverpool. Her dad was a colonel in the... English army in World War II. He was killed in action. We had a long conversation. I was outside enjoying my bottle of wine. She saw me and joined me. And so anyways, learned a whole bunch about her. She went to school in a convent. She was raised by a nanny and a butler. Like, she didn't see her parents, like, ever, because they were always running around on, like, state official business. And so, like, her nanny and her butler were her parents. It was like on some Bruce Wayne type shit. It's crazy now because she lives in the hood, I guess, she moved to the United States, and now she lives in an okay neighborhood. It's not that bad. Could be worse. She could be a few blocks away. What am I working on right now? Like, what shipments do I have due? How much money could I conceivably make if I just threw this all in the back? Oh my god, we would be wealthy as shit. Why would we even stay here? We could just retire and no longer be that guy running around Mordheim trying to live. Like, that's super awesome. 1,040 gold, I'm excited about it. I'm going to send off our next shipment, but after we send off the next shipment, I'm going to sell the rest of it, the remainder, if you will, to whoever wants it. Interesting lady, though. She was raised by a convent, so she, like, was raised by, like, a mother superior and all that kind of stuff, Catholic. Pretty cool stuff. She wasn't actually from Liverpool. She was from some place like Wiltshire or something near Liverpool. So anyways, basically hung out for like an hour outside. I like listening to older people talk, though. I think she's probably in her late 70s. And so she said if her husband was alive, he'd be like 91 or something like that this year. So anyways, you should always talk to older people. One of my biggest regrets in life is that I didn't talk to my grandfather, was a Hawaiian native. Like, he grew up in like a traditional Hawaiian stick hut type deal, like in a tribe, you know what I mean? And he knew like all the traditional dances, like the haka or whatever. Like, he knew all that stuff. Like, he knew all of it, every single little bit of it. And I never asked about any of it. I never learned to do any of it. And so the chunk of culture right there that was lost when he died unexpectedly in his early 60s, you never get that back. That culture is just gone if he never taught it to anybody. By the way, we're going to go with, I think, toughness on him. I'd like for his HP to keep on stacking up. And if we could get his melee resistance up to a level where he's taking way, way, way less damage, that'd be cool. Yeah, young folks, don't give that up. If you know old people in your family, they've lived like a big-ass life with lots of interesting things in it, and you should definitely ask them about it. It's a mistake to not ask them about it. I kind of want to give him a blunderbuss and see what happens. I may do that in just a minute. But yeah, you should definitely absorb your family's heritage and your family's stories and things like that, because someday you're going to be the only person that knows about that stuff. You and your siblings, you know, once the generations start moving along, passing away and all that kind of stuff, it's a sad thing to talk about, but if you learn their knowledge and you learn their stories and things like that, and you memorize them as best as you can, that knowledge and that little piece of that human being never gets lost. Even if someday you can't remember who even told you the story in the first place, the story still exists. I'll probably go with ballistic skill up to 9 right here. So Leopold Holmes got one more level up, and then we're going to start pumping accuracy on him. I don't have any real plan, by the way, with him. It's just I'm working towards certain things. So with you cats, I don't want that. I wanted inventory. I needed you. So maybe it's just fighting. I'm going to give him a sword. I'm going to empty that out. So now he's going to get 10% more dodge chance. Elton John is actually way lower level than I expected him to be. He must not be one of my mainline guys. Never mind. I'd probably give you something like a hammer. I don't know. That's pretty badass. On this side, I like your equipment, so keep it. Unless you've got... Okay, so I'll probably drop him down. But on this side, my recommendation would be... we maybe empty out the knife, possibly? I mean, I don't know. He's got a pretty good chance to hit. If we drop out the knife, he goes up to 55% chance to dodge, though. He loses a little bit of hit. But at the same time, I think he can then attack twice on his turn, which I think would make up for the loss in damage, which would give us a flat bonus to dodge. The other thing we could go with is if we hadn't been stacking dodge, he probably wouldn't be alive right now, but we could throw a shield on him at this point, and he would be kind of like a poor man's version of our leader. But don't have that option right now, so I don't think we should actually get after it. Instead, I'll probably just drop that right there. What do they have at the store? Do they have anything? A spear might be pretty cool. I do like spears. Let's make him a spearman. Yeah, I'm feeling that right now. Bypasses 15% dodge and 12% parry. Hell yeah. Sounds good. On Fieglerman, can you use the blunderbuss? Who can use the blunderbuss? Or is that something that's reserved normally? So he can go with 1 pistol instead of 2? Does it lower his hit chance with 1 pistol? No, actually his hit chance is solidified with the dueling pistols. Interesting. Okay. I had never really considered that as a different option. We haven't picked up a ton of loot right now, which is actually kind of bumming me out. What can you do? You can have a blunderbuss. What does the blunderbuss do? Critical hit is up by 10. Blunderbuss basically fires a cone attack that affects allies and enemies. Does not require a target. Huh. Well then. What's the difference between a pistol and a handgun? So one breaks through armor and the other has a better critical hit chance. Since he's stacking crit, I didn't really want him to dual wield pistols. But we'll play around with pistols on him for a little while. We'll get piratey up in here, piratical. My name is Splattercat. I will see you all later. This is the next episode of Mordheim, our Mercenaries playthrough. I will see you all in future episodes. Thanks for stopping on by. Make sure you check out the Twitch account. I actually Twitch stream quite a bit nowadays. I play this all the time on the Twitch stream. I play Fallout. I play lots of games on there. And I do throwback days where I play things like Project Zomboid. I have days where I play Darkest Dungeon. And so anyways, make sure you check it out. The link will be down below. I look forward to seeing you all there live and having little conversations with you. Bye, everybody. I do.